YouTube. What's up, everybody?
Fuck.
Welcome to another one. We're glad you're here. Thank you for stopping by the channel. Twitch, thank you for watching live. Yes, it looks weird. I'm in Texas at the moment. I'm actually able to talk for once after my surgery, which is great. Do hope you've been enjoying the It Takes Two playthroughs you'll be seeing here very soon with Anderson and Sam while they've been playing in my absence. But tonight's podcast is going to be very interesting. It's going to be probably a lot of heat, a lot of differing opinions. Hopefully chat's buckled up because we've got a lot in store for what we're discussing tonight. So Twitch, again, thank you for watching live. You can always catch us live Sundays, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard, 7 Central. I can say that now.
Should have been saying it the whole time.
I should have been.
On the fucking TGB thing.
Hey,
No, he just fucking ignores me. No, 8 o'clock Eastern. No. 8 o'clock Eastern. Central time, bitch.
7 Central.
Why did you have to look so gangster after saying that?
Because I secretly am.
Yeah, so now they're both Central Time. I get to be Eastern for the rest of my life. Let's go. You know, fuck you. I'm moving to Alaska.
Yeah.
I'm getting Mountain Time or
7
some
o'clock
shit.
Central Time. Tune in live. It's always a blast.
8 p.m. Eastern time. Go fuck yourselves.
There wasn't even beeps in there. I said one word. Fuck you.
But
that
as always, hit the
motherfucker.
subscribe button and the bell icon if you have not yet. We do greatly appreciate it. Growing the community is awesome. Gives us a chance to give back to all of you, as we always do. And also, if you have not yet, follow the live channel, twitch.tv/The Gaming Bunch Boys. If you want to subscribe, it really means a lot to us as well, because it allows us to give all that money back to you all through fun stuff that we've done, like the Rocket League Challenge Series event we just did recently. Go check that out. But let's jump in today, because today is an In the News segment. We haven't done one in a while. And that means we have two big things we're going to talk about. Two.
Yeah, we get to go through all these things these dumbass Twitter hoes are fucking yelling about.
You got to start learning. You also say dose. Do and dose.
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
dose.
yeah.
Dose. I have to.
Are you going to start learning Spanish now?
See.
Yeah.
See. Dose.
I don't know what that means.
Well, so-
Porque
so-
no dos.
So here's an easy way to remember it. You know the beer Dos Equis.
Yes.
That's literally 2 X's.
Okay.
Yep. So dose.
That makes
two.
much more sense than the pre-Spanish class I failed in middle school.
I'm just not even going to pretend. I'm just going to pretend
Yeah,
he's
we're
not
just going to
here.
ignore that.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, no, chat, to know how bad I am with languages and stuff like that. Okay.
I just swallowed it.
Good. Then you can stop doing that disgusting gag. Anyway, for chat to know how bad I am with languages, I only learned the curse words and fucking horrible stuff of language. But learning of language formally, the first language class I ever took, pre-Spanish, in like 8th grade, I failed it. Flunked out with an F. The teacher's like, "How are you so stupid?" I was like, "I'm sorry, I don't speak nacho chip. Leave me alone."
Well, that's not what we're talking about today. So
I just had to put it out there.
that's fair. So Anderson, as you're speaking nacho chip, would you like to tell the people what our first topic? And this is music. Isaac coming in saying racist. Oh man. Would you like to tell the people what our first topic is in relation to the music world? Yep.
Please help.
Okay, Sam, would you?
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
What was that? Just baby.
Oh yeah, topic. So today's topic.
Hey, y'all get on my case. Fuck.
I forgot for a second. I know what it is now. Today's topic is the unfortunate happenings in Houston, Texas, with Travis Scott and the whole Astro World
That's right.
thing. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, for those that don't know, unfortunately, there was many injured, and I believe 8
confirmed dead.
Yeah, 8 confirmed dead in basically just a giant like crowd stampede, if I remember.
Crowd
correctly.
crush.
Yeah, like basically a stampede. Yeah.
Yeah. See, chat, when crowd crush happens, this has been an occurrence that's happened before with, I think, the previous one, which was something disaster. there was about 90 something people killed because of crowd crush. And it's not it's not the crowd actually crushing people, it's the fact that the place was too small and there were so many people in it that the people in the back are pushing up, and then the people in the front are pushing back. So then the people in the middle, they literally if asphyxiate to death. They literally just stop breathing and they collapse from cardiac arrest.
Yep. It's a super
It is a
unfortunate
very
thing.
because you die standing on your feet. It is a very painful and very agonizing way to go.
Yep. And it's a very unfortunate thing. And the biggest reason that it's in the news is because of how it was handled by the artists.
Oh, yeah, very poorly.
Yep. So Joe, you want to tell them a little bit more about it?
Well, I'll go and read the article real quick that I have here, or at least give play-by-play details. So this was updated today at 4:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:26 p.m. Central Standard. And authorities are investigating the causes behind a deadly crowd surge at the Astroworld Music Festival in Houston. That's the title of it. This is reported on by CNN. After a crowd surge at a Houston concert that left 8 people dead and dozens injured, officials said they will investigate key causes and what could have been done to get attendees out of harm's way. The Friday night crowd at the sold-out Astroworld Festival, headlined and organized by rapper Travis Scott, was so tightly packed that when audience members were pushed toward the stage, some told CNN that they were crushed to the point where they couldn't breathe and passed out. One security officer was struck in the neck during the concert while trying to restrain an audience member. When he was, this is a quote, when he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan. Houston Police Chief Troy Finner said Saturday to the security officer. He was revived, and the medical staff did notice a prick similar to what you could get if somebody was trying to inject. That is one part of it. There are several other instances Friday where the drug was administered. Narcan is a drug used to treat narcotic overdoses. Other attempts to save lives included some people administering CPR. Former Marine Lucas Nacarati said he performed CPR on 2 people who passed out. This is a quote as well. That was a different world. I immediately thought, this is not okay. Someone is going to die here, he told CNN. I've never seen a mass amount of bodies dropping that fast before. The victims who died included a 14-year-old. With 50,000 people in attendance at Energy Park, the stadium complex where the Astrodome and the NRG Stadium stand, the crowd surge started after 9 p.m. on Friday. The crowd, for whatever reason, began to push and surge towards the front of the stage, which caused the people in the front to be compressed. They were unable to escape the situation, Pena told CNN. The chaos sent at least 25 people to the hospital, and 13 of them remained there Saturday afternoon. Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner said 5 of them are under the age of 18. The ages of victims who died range from 14 to 27, and the age of one person who was killed remains unknown. The causes of their deaths are pending the medical examiner's determination. Officials said they will review video from the scene and assess how the venue was laid out as part of the investigation into the tragedy. And I'll stop there. So, for those of you who don't know, if you've never been to a concert before, especially those where it's very, very tightly packed, typically what happens is let me actually say it this way. The 3 of us know what metal concerts look like. Metal is the genre of music that we love, enjoy, definitely probably one of our favorites, if not our favorite. And at those kind of concerts, there's a pretty strict unspoken law amongst the crowd members, and that is no one's getting hurt tonight, no one's dying tonight. Because when we go in there,
you may get beat up, but you're not getting seriously hurt.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's regardless if you're standing in the crowd, if you're in the pit, if you're off to the side. Things may happen while you're there, but everyone knows essentially, without really having to look at rules or speak on anything, we know what to do in those situations.
Yeah, and if someone falls down, you pick them back up.
Correct. So with that being said, if there's a crowd surge, and what that means is, as Anderson was alluding to earlier, where there's a barrier where you can't pass, and everyone gets compressed into that barrier.
Typically big metal crowd control barrier.
Yeah.
You're not getting over it.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
so,
no, that thing is built out of fucking refurbished steel. You're not getting over it.
correct. And so when you see all these people getting pushed into this compression, usually what happens is you'll notice that a lot of people will start kind of pushing backwards off the barrier at the same time to give space, because when they start pushing backwards, the natural wave of the crowd starts flowing backwards and people start spreading out. Usually this happens when a big act comes out and everyone's trying to get to them, like, you know, smack their hand or something like that, you know, get a high five, whatever. But in those instances when that happens, it only happens for no longer than really like 10 seconds. Because in that 10
this is
seconds,
like something. I'm sorry, Joe, but this is like something like larger bands, like let's say Slipknot, for example. This is something that their organizers constantly try to avoid.
correct.
This is like an active thing that happens.
Correct. And so what you'll see in those situations is usually in that 10 seconds, the crowd gets real tight. You'll feel it for a second, and then when you start to push back, that's when you see the crowd kind of fan out a bit more, and then, you know, the pits will open up and whatever, and yeah, the crowd might condense a little bit, but not to that degree. It's not a crowd surge. It's more of just packing in more tighter than you're used to, especially if it's a sold-out crowd or something. Let's take that into perspective. The last show that Anderson and I went to was a Wage War show. If you've never heard of Wage War, fantastic band. I'm pretty sure that's the last show we went to, right?
Yeah, that's the last one.
Yeah. When Wage War went on, oh no, excuse me. I know when Polaris, who was one of the supporting acts, went on, the entire place was pretty much already full.
And it was hot.
Go ahead.
I said it was hot as hell because
Yeah.
of so many bodies in that place.
Yeah. So when Polaris went on, the crowd was already pretty tight. The room we were in held probably, I would say, around, what would you say, 400 people?
I'd say probably 300.
Yeah, fair. Well, I think we were a little over capacity, so I would say about 350.
Well, if we're talking about actual bodies, I'd say, yeah, 400 would be a more accurate estimate. For the rooms rated like fire hazard or fire danger kind of thing, I would say probably it's rated for about 300.
Yeah. So in that room, when the crowd surge happened, that's only 400 people maximum pushing to the front of the stage to smack a hand or give a high five or crowd surf or whatever. This was 50,000 people.
A lot of fucking people.
That's
That's
a
a lot of
lot of
people.
fucking force and matter coming at you.
Yes. Actually, no, the last concert we went to was Blue Ridge. I'm dumb.
I thought
Well,
we were just
I don't
glossing
count
over
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was just hell. But
It's really weird looking to my right and seeing you. Like,
That's
yeah,
fair, that's
like
fair.
we always joke about it, but it's actually happening. I'm sorry.
well, usually I'm right there.
Well, yeah, but you know, like before or like if things.
True.
Yeah,
That's true.
right.
But this is 50,000 people we're talking about. This isn't 400. This is thousands, tens of thousands of people all surging at the same time. Now, to also further comparison this, that's not just 50,000 people surging for 10 seconds. This is 50,000 people surging for the duration of Travis Scott's show. The people were condensed so tight. That girl Sky actually said in the comments, the videos of people not allowing the emergency crews in angers me. There are videos.
They were fucking twerking and dancing on top of the emergency vehicles,
Correct.
trying to get to unconscious and down people in the fucking concert.
Correct. There are videos of these emergency vehicles trying to get through the crowd and not being able to get through because the crowd was so condensed.
At no point in any show you go to should you be expected to have to perform CPR on a person.
The only time you do that, and the only time I've ever seen it, is if someone gets in the pit and doesn't actually leave when they get overheated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it like they get heat stroke or something like that, or
Correct.
the unfortunate thing that happens sometimes you get clocked or they're down and they either I've seen it once before. It's they go into a seizure or something like that. That's like the only time medical profession comes into it.
That man saved my life one time.
Which
Pointing
Sam
out.
did?
Yeah, over there.
Yeah.
Anderson saved my life from that one time. I got haymakered in the head, about went unconscious, and he caught me by the back of the neck and pulled me backwards. Like he saved my life. But like those things, you see those things, and those are very unfortunate circumstances. But the thing is, those people can get out because at those shows, again, it's a spoken, like, well, an unspoken rule. If you see somebody go down, you get them up. If
Yeah,
somebody
because even
goes
when
down, you
like
get
saying for
them up.
Joe, yeah, for saying for Joe, like when I got him out, even the guy that unfortunately clocked him came up and said, "Bro, I'm so sorry." Like
Dude
it
gave
was
me a massive
unfortunate.
hug. Was like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you were trying to protect me because I was trying to back him up so he wouldn't get hit, and he hit me thinking I was trying to swing on him, like, you know, from the pit." But those
Now that I
things,
think about it, we did a lot of that night.
it's fair. But the thing is, those things you see a lot of at these shows because it's contained. The people who are at the shows know this needs to be contained. You like no one gets hurt tonight.
Yep. And then there's also a responsibility on the artists as well.
Correct.
And so and that's the
Oh, I
biggest
wanted
part.
to speak on that.
Yeah,
real
that's the biggest controversy is Travis Scott and the other artists didn't do anything.
No,
Right? Like,
bullshit.
in fact, I think there was a point where Travis Scott actually got up on one of the emergency vehicles and was like doing something dumb. And I'm just sitting there like, what the hell happened? Because there's a famous, or like, I don't know, I think it's famous at least. There's a famous clip of a Linkin Park concert where like somebody goes down and Linkin Park stopped the fucking show. They're like,
as
"Yo,"
they should, as anyone should, any
Yeah,
decent human being.
yeah, they were like, wait, hold up. And then like they were even directing traffic. They were like, all right, everybody that's right here in front of me, look at me, move. and then,
Yeah,
and then
let
they
the
just like,
emergency
so that was-
professionals get this guy sorted out.
Yep, yeah, it was like part the Red Seas kind of moment there.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
so like, and that's the craziest part. Like, I can understand at least a little bit, like, you know, for a more novice crowd that's not used to things like this, like us metalheads are, that, you know, maybe there's going to be some fuck ups there. I almost
Yeah, I mean,
get
because
that,
definitely we're
right?
talking about teens and underage kids.
Yeah, and I there's almost a pass there. I'm not saying there's a pass, but there's at least somewhat of a reasonable explanation there. But for the artist to just be like, and then just keep going, like,
Yeah.
it's the most ridiculous thing.
And I want to speak on this
Yep.
too from the
Yeah,
perspective.
y'all
of-
speak y'all's piece first because I got a lot to go in on this one.
No, and I just want to say this from the perspective of a musician who's played in a touring band, and you know, and has been in situations like this. I have not only hit people on accident, but seen people drop. And from the musician standpoint here, and to Batgirl Scott's point as well, she said even the band say it a lot: help your fellow person. Don't let anyone drop from crowd surfing or pick up someone if they fall in a pit. That's exactly right. I have not only hit people with my bass guitar, but I have seen people drop in the pit from heat exhaustion, from getting clocked, and the immediate moment that happens, the music stops. You stop what you're doing, especially if someone's unconscious. You stop what you're doing. If you're playing and you see someone get clocked in the pit, you look and see, and if they don't immediately get up, you stop the show.
Yep.
There's no question about it.
Because when someone gets knocked down and goes unconscious, that is a serious medical issue. You need to get them attention and help
And
as
the
soon as possible.
responsibility does in fact fall on that band or the artist. The responsibility simply comes down to this: as a musician, whether it's your band, an artist, whatever it is, if something like that happens at your show, you need to address it immediately, without question. There's no getting around it. There's no hesitation. There's no like, oh, you know, oh, maybe they're okay. I don't keep playing the show, but make sure everyone's happy. No, you stop the show immediately to make sure that person's okay. The show can continue. If you've got 30-minute set time, I promise you, the venue's gonna be more happy the fact that you stop the show. They're gonna let you finish your set. They're gonna be happy that you stop your show to make sure that person's okay instead of going on playing and then someone else ends up dead.
That's an immediate liability. Like, you know, okay,
Yeah.
you know, the band stopped. Like, you know, the person's getting the attention they need. So like the venue's like, okay, thank God.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you this from someone who's been to accidents and stuff like that and had to do medical stuff. When someone is unconscious and no one knows what the fuck is going on, or it's a busy, crowded area or something like that, you do not know if that person is breathing. You do not know if their person's heart is still going. You don't know anything. So the first step is to get to that person and assess them. And you can't do that if everything's still raging around the medical professionals trying to get there. So yes, you stop what you're doing. You say, hey, clear a path, get this person some help, get them out of there. Then you can continue the show once you know that that person is in capable medical hands.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Linda in chat said, I've been to a Day to Remember concert where they stopped a mosh pit and stopped the concert when somebody tried to start another one a few songs later. That's more like extreme liability preventions. Because like moshing is fine. Because like I said, for the most part, we have a code, right? And people follow that code. So that's just more the venue. Because we've all been to venues that are like no moshing. And everybody says, fuck that. And the security gives up.
Yeah. And it's always funny when that happens.
Yep. Yeah. So like, it's just, ridiculous. And then Batgirl Sky said that they had no idea what was going on, but literally there's
That's
a
a
video of a girl
fucking
getting
lie.
onto the stage and saying someone was dead and they did nothing.
I was about to say that there was a girl that climbed up into one of the towers or something like, or the beams, and yelled at Travis Scott to stop the concert. There's someone dead or unconscious. I forget which. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure she said dead, and he said, "Get the fuck off the tower." That's fucking disgusting. But no, y'all finish y'all's points because I got a lot I want to go on to this one.
Well, I just got a text message. This is from the girl that climbed the camera tower to try to stop it. I'm going to the post now. This is on Instagram. This is what the post said. Today is November 5th, 2021. It is a Friday. Who I am in this story is not important. Rather, it is important the things I have now witnessed. Astro World, Houston, Texas. Travis Scott is the only one performing. I don't know how many people were at the festival, but I do know that every single person was at that stage. My friend and I wanted to be close to the stage, as close as we possibly could get. We were not able to get very close, but we did end up on the side near the walkway in the middle. Surrounding us were chest-high metal gates, barriers. We stood there for 2 hours, as did everyone, every other person. Every gap was filled. Where your feet were placed was where they stayed. Energy rose as the time neared, beginning the show. Within the first 30 seconds of the first song, people began to drown. And other people. There were so many people. Tall men, women and men, where the only thing they could see was the back of the person in front of them. The rush of people became tighter and tighter. Breathing became something only a few were capable of. The rest were crushed and unable to breathe in the thick, hot air. My friend began to gasp for breath, and she told me we needed to get out. We tried. There was nowhere to go. The shoving got harder and harder. If someone's arms had been up, it was no longer a possibility to put it down. So people began to choke on one another as the mass swayed. It became more and more violent. We began to scream for help. We could see security just a few people over in the walkway in the middle. It got tighter, impossible to breathe, as our lungs were compressed between the bodies of those surrounding us. More people began to scream for help. Some began to collapse. The music continued. Hundreds of people ripped their vocal cords apart, screaming for help, but were not heard. There was nowhere to go. My friend was trapped between people on every side of her, as she desperately tried to move towards the rail. It was no use. The screaming intensified as more people realized they could not breathe. We begged security to help us, for the performer to see us and know something was wrong. None of that came. We continued to drown more and more. One person fell or collapsed. It doesn't matter how it started. Once one fell, a hole opened in the ground. It was like watching a Jenga tower topple. Person after person were sucked down. You could not guess from which direction the shove of hundreds of people would come next. You were at the mercy of the wave. I watched my friend be dragged away from me and lost sight of her. I began to realize in that moment that there was a way to die, that there is a way to die that not many people know about, being trampled to death. I saw terror in every eye that I met, even the ones that told me to breathe and stay calm. We knew there was a very big chance some of us would not make it out alive. I was pushed away from the rail into the crowd of people, where I could hear from another direction the shrieks of animals. It was happening all around me, these sinkholes of people. I was moved back towards the sinkhole I started at and was pushed to the edge of it. I sunk my feet into the ground, put my arms out, and tried to stop anyone from entering the circle or pushing those already in it. I was shoved further to the ground, my face down at the cold, hard plastic below us, and saw the body of a man, his face below mine. I lost it. There were people below the ones I could see from above. There was a floor of bodies of men and women below, 2 layers of fallen people above them. I began to shriek. I felt a primal terror rip through me, and I'm not sure anyone understood the magnitude of the situation below. I screamed. There were people on the floor. There were people unconscious, being trampled by every foot that slammed into the ground, as each individual tried to keep themselves upright. I saw his face. I became a shield for him. I think he smiled at me. Then I was shoved to the side. I saw more shoes slammed to the ground, exactly in the spot his body lay, face up. I couldn't help him. I couldn't help any of them. I didn't stop screaming the entire time. No one knew there were people below those that they could see. I almost met the same fate. I was losing balance, and I asked a man to grab me. He pulled me up, and I righted myself for just a fraction of a second before I was sucked back into the crowd. I couldn't take what I saw. I had to get out. I had to get help. I had to do something, somehow. I went towards the back of the crowd at a guardrail. A man pulled me over it. There was so many people just standing there, like nothing was happening, like people weren't dead a few feet from them. I saw the cameraman, eyes glued to the stage, elevated on the platform, a platform that looked directly into the crowd. I climbed the ladder and pointed to the hole telling him people were dying. He told me to get off the platform and continued filming. I screamed over and over again. He wouldn't even look in the direction. So I pushed the camera so it pointed toward where I had just come from. He became angry. He called someone else up. I mean, this goes on. This is all details from the show. Like, if this doesn't put into perspective what people were dealing with at this show, like the further I go into this, the more I'm almost feeling like I'm reading a novel. Like,
Yeah, that poor girl. I bless you for doing all that you could, but also I hope you seek therapy and whatever help you need to get over this experience, because this is not
honestly,
an experience that's light of heart.
Yeah.
But I mean, for my piece, I'll say first of all, the organizers of this, fuck you to the moon. Like, there is no excuse for you whatsoever that this happened under your guidance, care, whatever. But at the same point, this organizer, Astroworld, has been known to have this kind of situation happen before. I think there was a previous one where they had 3 confirmed dead from this kind of situation. And they did nothing to rectify this. They didn't try to, there were measures in place that organizers use and that shows use to keep this shit from happening, or if it does happen, to break it up as quickly as possible. And they did none of that. They just let people die.
yeah.
And then, I mean, I listened to a couple of podcasts and stuff on it that just recently came out. And the fact that there's so many videos of dead bodies and stuff like that in this crowd being crowd surfed and everything is fucking disgusting. But the worst part of this is that I see all these news articles like the CNN one Joe read and stuff like that, just downplaying it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, this is a serious problem. But the one I'm most peeved with is Travis Scott. Because while he did not cause it, he could have done everything in his power to stop it. And he didn't. He kept singing. He kept fucking around. He even told fans that were trying to tell him to stop. He was like, fuck you, I'm going to keep going. No, fuck this guy. And then he comes out, he says, I'm so sorry, I didn't know I didn't know this was happening. So,
there was
go
tens of
fuck
thousands
yourself.
of people chanting "Stop the show."
I did not even care about this man in the slightest. I mean, yeah, he's a music producer, whatever. But after this, I want nothing to do with him. He is fucking disgusting, immoral, and all he cares about is just making the next buck. So
Well, there's
go fuck
already a
yourself.
lawsuit open against him and Drake for not stopping the show. And in
Was
part of
Drake
this
also part of
lawsuit-
this show?
Part of this lawsuit, they're being accused of manslaughter.
Yeah, as they should be. They did nothing to stop it. They showed no remorse or whatsoever.
Yeah.
They should be sued. They should be penalized. They should be put in jail.
Yeah.
Because they cost 8 people that just want to enjoy their content their fucking lives because all they cared about was the buck.
Yeah. And like, you know, we try to put this in perspective of size, but the thing is, you can't put in perspective someone losing their life.
No.
Like, these people, that was a detailed event from someone who literally saw a man stuck under not one, but 2 layers of bodies on top of him, along with feet trampling on him. That's unacceptable. So here's,
And in case you don't know, that's a horrible fucking way to go because that's an agonizing death.
the people I'm pissed off with it on this, Travis Scott, because Travis Scott needed to stop that show. There is no excuse that you can give. There's no heartfelt apology that you can give that's going to help in any format of this.
No, I hope he's behind bars by the time this all comes to a head. I hope he's behind
agree.
bars.
You fucked up. You fucked up. Point
That's
blank,
not even a
period.
fuck up you can come back from. You cost people their lives.
Yeah.
Like, there's no apology that apologizes for that.
There's
Oh, I
none.
apologize. I stabbed this man to death. How stupid would that sound? This is the same thing.
Exactly. Number 2, Drake. Same exact concept. You did nothing to stop the show, and you're supposed to be a worldwide, world-known musician, this phenomenal artist, and you talk about how much you love your fans, and you care about your fans, you care about your people, but you did nothing to stop the show. You did
But to
nothing
say Drake is bigger than Travis Scott.
Correct.
This man has played way bigger concerts than Travis Scott. He should have ran out there and stopped the show.
Correct. Now, to further this point on why I'd piss with both of them, when you're an artist, and I don't know who all we have in chat right now, and if you're a musician out there, please by all means, let us know your thoughts on this too. But when you're a musician and you're playing a festival, especially when you're playing a show at night, there's two very important things that you'll see in this event, in a situation like this. One, the lights behind you reflect out. They're not in your eyes, they're out to the crowd. So you see everything going on. How do I know this? How do the three of us know this? Because we've either been to, played, or worked a festival in some capacity. So we know what this looks like. If you've been to a festival, you know that there are these things called can lights. And these lights are massive, massive lights that hang from the rafters of these stages, and they point out. They point out to the crowd. Whenever you're standing in the crowd and you're looking at a stage and you get blinded, that's those lights turning on and hitting you directly in the eyes.
Yeah, it's not
And
like
that is the reason for those lights. So the musician or the artist can see what the fuck is happening with their fans.
Correct.
And it's not like you're like, you know, in stand-up comedy, you can't see the crowd because they, you know, do the
I mean, they blind the fuck out of you. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, they totally turn everything else off, and you have one spotlight pointed directly at you.
Which is fine, but that's a comedian. Everybody's sitting down. They're not fucking jamming and pumping out.
Yeah, and I feel like there's gonna be some people that are gonna be like, well, you know, they can't see. Yes, they fucking can.
Yes, you can. You can see when you're on stage.
Yeah.
And
there's many technicians and engineers that go into this to make sure that the artists can see. There's specific angles and stuff you have with the lights.
So speaking further on lights, the second thing you'll see in an emergency situation at a show are either blue or red and blue or yellow lights in the crowd. Those lights signify an emergency team. Because
I've also seen red and white. I will say that.
Or red and white. Or I believe that's more of a if an ambulance pulls up.
Yeah, that's more of a serious case. Like someone's actually pretty down bad.
Prime example, the one you saw at Blue Ridge Rock Festival when the girl went down with a seizure and the ambulance had to get in and get her out.
Right, and you know what we did even though it was Blue Ridge Rock Festival, but the fans, we cleared a path for them.
Correct. So, furthermore, when you see those lights as a musician, that is an immediate like ding in your head of shit's going down. I need to stop now. Something's going on. Someone's hurt. I need to figure out what's going on. Some musicians, some big time musicians will get off the stage to run over to see what's happening. Like, hey, is everything okay? Like, you know, just to be there with the person. Like, that person paid good hard-earned money to come see you play a show.
Now they're hurt.
The least you have to do is stop the show to make sure they're okay. But I've seen musicians get off the stage of the show and run over to be with that person. Like, hey, are you okay? Like,
I've even seen some small time bands, like one of the members run off the stage, and because they have medical knowledge, they start trying to help out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you see those lights, that is a clear indication to stop what you are doing immediately, without fail, without any other justification. That's the only thing you need to stop your show. Drake and Travis Scott did not stop the show. There is no excusable thing that they can justify saying why they didn't stop the show.
Also, to the fans of these artists who were bumping and grinding and dancing on top of the emergency vehicles and the security guards and everything like that, no. Fuck you. You're not. There's very few situations that you should immediately stop enjoying whatever you're doing or whatever like that. A medical emergency is one of them.
Yeah.
Stop it. I don't know what caused you to do that or what went through your mind, but I would highly suggest you take a good long look at yourself, and then after that, whatever outcome you come to, seek professional help.
Yeah. This guy's in chat saying, I'm a tiny person, but I've never felt unsafe at a metal show because I know people look out for each other. I don't know how many guys saved me from being squished by crowd surfers or keeping the pit from hitting me, which again, you know, like we have a code. I mean, I feel like it should be, you know, there's probably at least a few metalheads in there that also enjoy that music.
Yep.
You know, they were probably trying to do everything they could, but you know, there's all the dumb.
I mean, when it's 50,000 people, you can only do so much.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you can try, but like I feel like a lot of the people there will probably just ignore you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Like the only way something could have got like fixed this situation is if someone got physical, probably with Travis Scott on stage, stole the mic and told everyone to back the fuck up, which that wouldn't have been possible with this kind of show.
Water.
Because security were probably like held that person back or something like that. Though then again, knowing how security handled this, I don't know. the fact this show was so poorly managed, the artist was disgusting, and this was an entirely avoidable situation.
Well, that brings me, and you both have echoed this point, but that brings me to my third and final person I'm pissed off at with this. I'm pissed off at the attendance. I'm pissed off at the people attending the show. Because not only are Travis Scott and Drake responsible, but you all are responsible as well. If you watch this, or you know somebody, you're watching this and you know somebody who went to that, or has ever been in a situation like that, you all who allowed that to continue, who participated in trampling over people because you were more concerned with getting to the front to see Travis Scott than you were with picking people up at your feet or under your feet.
That's fucking disgusting.
You are filth. You do not deserve to go to any other show. I hope you're banned from any show in the future. Because
I can guarantee you, if we had a person like this at a metal concert and either the three of us were there, we try and find security or get them the fuck out. Ain't no one about that shit.
justice is about to be served with a good old 5-knuckle shuffle, baby.
I was about to say he's about to get a fucking right hook.
Yeah.
And I'll let the medical team take care of him because it'll be like, he's unconscious. He's not a problem anymore. Have fun.
Going back to the example of me getting haymakered in the head, to give you all a little backstory on that, we were in the wage war pit. I was pitting. I was literally in the pit, throwing down. I saw the crowd was closing in, which is a very bad indication that someone's about to get hurt. Because if that pit closes up and people are still pitting, someone's getting hit hard.
Which is when I went out the pit and I started ushering people back.
Yeah. So what you do, if you're in a pit to throw people backwards, is you just run, because you're about to put you against however many people are behind the person in front of you.
Yep.
You run as fast as you can, you spin around, you throw your arms out like this, and you push the crowd backwards. The dude who was directly behind me haymakers me. Anderson catches me. When I finally, when the stars stopped swirling around my head for a second, I look, and the girl who was helping me push the crowd back had grabbed this dude by his shirt and his throat and was screaming at him, telling him that dude was trying to protect you from getting hit by these people who were throwing down.
And it was better her than me because I was taking care of you at the time.
Yeah. And that's when the dude went, oh shit, I just hit the wrong dude. And he turned around and apologized. I mean, literally came up to me, squeezed me with a hug, and in my ear was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to hit you like that. I thought you were trying to hit me. That's how you handle a situation like that. If someone's going down, you pick them up. You stay aware of what's going on at these shows. You don't go to these shows unprepared, and by all damn rights, you don't go to a show to trample over people just to go see somebody who doesn't give two shits less that you even exist.
Or even actively try and physically hurt someone. Because we had a dude like that in our show.
Yeah.
And guess what? He got the fuck removed.
There's always one.
Always.
Yeah, there's always one asshole.
Whoever.
But
that,
apparently
if you're
this
that
concert
asshole,
was just a bunch of them.
If you're that asshole, fuck you. I don't know what it is, but there's always one person at a show that just doesn't care. They just want to hit people.
Yep. So,
yeah, and no one likes you, so you can stop trying to think that you're doing like Superman or some shit.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, it's always that one dude who goes back to his house and starts cracking open cold cheap beer and beating off with his buddy, saying like, "Yeah, I hit him, man." Like, no.
It's like, yeah, you're not cool.
Yeah.
You're not respected. Get some bitches on your dick. Get the fuck out of here. No one likes you. Go fuck yourself.
What does he always say? The least preferred species.
Yep. Go fuck yourself, you elite preferred species.
But no, so I mean that's really the roundup on the Travis Scott side, and all of us are in agreement, and I think chat's in agreement as well on this. And truth be told, I'll echo Anderson's point as well. Travis Scott, Drake. I hope
both of you are accomplices to murder. Go fuck yourself. I hope you spend your life in prison.
I hope that you both get what's coming to you. Simple as that. Because there is no respect in the music world or any part of this world for anybody who deems that okay.
And you know
And
what?
then
Just for the
things-
both of you, I hope you get a fucking judge that's into metal.
And I don't give two shits less if you go post a damn Instagram thing saying, oh, my prayers to everybody who was hurt. No, bitch, you deserve to pay for every medical bill that they have coming their way.
Oh, you think your prayers are going to do something? Well, why didn't you just stop it on stage? Then we wouldn't have need of prayers.
Yeah, the hundreds of thousands of dollars that you just made, or if not millions of dollars you just made off that show, why don't you go pay all the death
Why don't you pay the funeral arrangements? Why don't you pay the hospital bills? Why don't you pay their future care that's going to probably need from after this? Why don't you pay the therapy bills? Why don't you do that instead of just saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, blessings with them"? Go fuck yourself. Actually, do something. And even then, you should have done something on stage.
Yeah, that is the least they can do because, like, we all know nothing's going to happen to them. That's the unfortunate part. They're going to stay.
No, I hope their careers fucking die. I wish the worst upon them for this.
I mean,
with their musical careers.
Yes, but we know nothing's going to happen.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, but the least they can do is at least, and they don't even have to make it like, and I hope they don't make it public. Just fucking pay for their shit.
You know what really enraged me about this shit is that when it first came out and everybody was trying to figure shit out, the first headline I saw was "Pregnant Kylie Jenner is saved after a horrific tragedy." I was like, what? That's all you care about?
I wouldn't mind if Kylie Jenner just fucking ceased to exist.
I mean, that's all the Kardashians in my book, but that's a whole different topic.
Yeah.
We do have a second topic to get to as well, and this one's going to be controversial as well. So,
no, the first topic wasn't really controversial. Like, if you see something, if you think you should be forgiven or something like that, go fuck it.
Yeah.
I will say that personally. I will go on record with that. If you think that he's not at fault or anything like that, you're stupid. You're a piece of shit. Shut the fuck up.
Yep. Anderson, you want to bring us in?
I forgot what the second topic was. I was heated on this topic. Was it Vanguard?
So the second topic.
if real quick, Ken, if you look at the title of the stream.
Also a post that I may or may not have put in our Discord.
Listen, I've been asleep all day.
So the second topic is actually about Aaron Rodgers. So if you're not a sports fan, to explain real quick, Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback, the star quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. Very well-known quarterback. Used to be with Olivia Munn. If you know him that way, like he's hosted Jeopardy. He's in pretty much every State Farm commercial. Like
big time sports dude.
Yeah, so he's
for
a
all
big
you
time sports
guys
guy.
that don't know him.
And at the beginning of the season, he directly said to the media that he has been immunized to COVID. No one, not a single reporter, asked how.
So I was about to say that means he has some dumbass reporters.
In fairness, they shouldn't have to.
Yeah,
yeah, they really shouldn't have to do that. You know.
Well, the thing was also at the time, it's Aaron shows some damn respect. That's fair. Aaron, A-Rod of Green Bay, if you will. But he said that he was immunized. No one asked him how. No one asked him what shot he got because everyone was all, gun ho about finding out what shot they got. It was almost as if they were joining a red team or blue team.
You were either part of the Moderna gang or the Pfizer gang.
Yeah, exactly. And so essentially this past week, it came out that he got COVID. He was then essentially the centerpiece of the Thanksgiving table, if you will, the turkey that was cooked. Well done, because he was, bashed by all media because he came out and said, I never got the vaccine. Well, if any of you are big sports fans like myself, you keep up with a lot of sports stuff. I watched the Pat McAfee show. And on Friday, Aaron Rodgers went on the Pat McAfee show for 45 minutes and gave his detail by detail explanation as to why he didn't get the vaccination, what he meant by being immunized, how the NFL is handling those who are unvaccinated, and really just gave his 2 cents on a lot of this. So before I jump in this, because I know, and we all know here, I'm the big Madden guy. I keep up a lot of sports stuff. I want to hear y'all's points on what y'all think about this, and what's going on with Aaron.
Anderson, go ahead.
All right, so A-Rod, I get it, man. Like your health is your own health, medical and whatever like that. First of all, I don't you should never say Joe Rogan is your medical advice. That shit cracked me the fuck up. I was just like, well then damn. Wait, you NFL superstar and you don't have medical advice from, I don't know, nutritionists and everybody else that helps y'all in the gym?
He's got access
and your
to
fucking
millions
doctors?
of dollar doctors.
I was about to say, and I was just like, and you're taking advice from Joe fucking Rogan? But okay, man.
He's truly woke,
I was like, your decision is your decision, albeit a stupid one, but it's your decision. That being said, my good guy, you play for the NFL, a national, even international fucking league that millions of people watch and subscribe to almost every Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. You cannot be doing that. And not to mention, you put all your other. I thought you were part of the NFL. You're the quarterback. You're supposed to lead the team. And that's the example you're setting for your team. Not even that, you're risking your team members because you want to do this. I mean, your health is your health, but at some point you got to realize, yeah, my health also results around my fellow human beings and stuff and keeping them safe as well. Now, on to the immunization thing. Yeah, I get what he was saying with that, but he definitely could have used a better word. Like, I mean, that's just speaking for him being on the world media stage. Like, yeah, if you're on that kind of stage, you probably want to choose your words carefully, which he obviously did not. My personal take on it, get the vaccine. It's a fucking pandemic. It fucking shut down the world. I mean, if you get a microchip installed, who the fuck cares? As long as you're safe from the fucking thing that's killing everybody. But if you want to exercise your First Amendment rights and everything like that, except for wearing a mask, fuck all the people out there, anti-maskers and stuff like that. Go fuck yourself. No, there is scientific evidence that yes, a mask helps lower disease transmission. But besides that, if you don't want to get the vaccine, that's fine. But then if you don't want to get the vaccine, you should also be prepared to wear a mask and everything like that because you're clearly unvaccinated. You're a danger to everybody else and yourself. So yeah, stick by CDC guidelines and stuff if you're not vaccinated. If you are vaccinated, I still recommend wearing a mask and everything like that because obviously this pandemic isn't over and it probably won't be over for a good while, or at least until the next election year. Hot take. But I mean, I just feel like the man was exercising his right. He did it in a poor way. I mean, was it a stupid decision? I clearly think it was. But I mean, it's his decision at the end of the day. So I'm not going to criticize the guy. I'm just going to tell him you're a dumb fuck. But hey, good luck in the next game. I don't hate him or anything like that. I don't put him on the level of like fucking Travis Scott. But at the same time, just like you're a dumb fuck. But it's your decision. So you do you, bro. I mean, if you kill another human being or something because you gave them the sickness or something like that, you're going to have to live with that. So I do my part to keep the COVID away and everything like that. I expect the people that are higher than me, world stage and stuff like that, to do their part as well. And if they don't, well, they're just dumb as fuck. And I have no respect for them.
Fair enough. Oh, me? Okay.
No, Joe's obviously saving up.
Yep. Yeah, he's brewing. He's just like, go. I mean, I think he should have just never lied from the get-go. I mean, maybe, some people might say that it wasn't a lie. But
it would have been easier for him to say, I'm just not vaccinated than say I'm immunized. Like,
yeah. Like that's the part I struggle, and I kind of get where he's coming from because like he's got a big spotlight on him, and so if he says I didn't, he's gonna have a bunch of people hating him, and if he did, he's gonna have a bunch of people hating him. So like he's kind of fucked either way. And so it's a double-edged sword. So I kind of get where he's coming from, but like I think in this scenario, he would have come out at least a little bit better if he had just straight up said like, no, I didn't get it. Like, you know, like
Yeah, I would have rather him came out just straight up. Like, even if you didn't get it, at least if you acknowledge it, people can be like, all right, I respect it, his personal health.
Yeah.
Well, at least as people capable of rational thought.
Yeah, and in my personal opinion, like, you know, and this is not a political thing, this is purely just a science thing.
Oh my God, people that make wearing
Yeah.
a mask or getting the vaccine of politics, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's just vaccines help. Polio's basically gone.
I was about to say,
like,
fucking, what was it, chicken pox and everything like that? What? There was a vaccine for that and you're not making politics of that? Because it's not politics. It's fucking human
Yeah.
anatomy. Shut up.
I get, you know, just like Anderson was saying, everybody has a choice. I mean, this is America. You know, you have the choice to make whatever decisions you want, regardless of how dumb they are.
Yeah, despite what you Twitter hoes want to put out there,
Yeah.
yes, this is still America. We have a choice. Freedom of speech, freedom of rights. There you go.
And that,
Well,
and
as long as they're legal in the law.
yeah, and that's the double-edged sword of that is, you know, like, you know, with freedom comes dumb shit. You know,
Yeah.
comes a lot of great shit, but also a lot of dumb shit. You know, I mean, you can't have the good without the bad there. And so, I mean, you know,
I mean, which is the definition of freedom, that you even have the option to have.
yeah, I think he should have got it, but you know, the fact that he didn't, said he did kind of, and then now has got it. I mean, because the vaccine doesn't completely prevent you from getting it. You know, like,
Yeah, you can still get it, but it lowers your chances, and it also helps you, if you get it, to fight it off.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, which, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, freedom and all this, we could talk about freedom all day, but the end fact of it is he made his choice and it resulted in this. I mean, do I think it was a dumb choice? Yeah, but that's my freedom of opinion, freedom of expression. But I'm not going to sit here and condemn the man like you stupid Twitter hoes out there.
Yeah.
And just because he didn't get it, be like, oh, you're a piece of fucking filth. No,
Yeah.
It's like, that was his choice and he made it. Now he suffers the consequences.
And I think part of the problem is, like, with COVID still being, you know, so kind of as dangerous as it is, you know,
it's
like,
still being around.
Eventually, the COVID's going to be another flu for us. Like, you know, it's just going to be
Well,
another
yeah,
flu, right?
Because it's a fucking virus.
And
It
I'm probably not
mutates.
going to I probably won't get future vaccines because I don't get a flu shot now. Just like,
I don't either. So
yeah, and it's more out of laziness, to be honest. But like, just every time I get it, I feel like shit, and I feel like I would have had this exact same level of shit with it. But
well,
anyway,
for me, I don't get the flu shot and stuff like that because they have a dead version of the virus in the vaccine for those ones.
yeah,
The COVID vaccine is made up of purely chemicals to combat it. So I'm a little bit more fine with the COVID vaccine than I am with the flu vaccine.
yeah,
Now, granted, if it was a heavy flu season and we were like experiencing a spike in numbers, yeah, I go get the flu vaccine because it's there to deal with a dead virus than a live one.
yeah. But anyway, I'll just finish up my point before Joe goes into his mountain.
I'm taking.
Oh, I just see
Yeah.
him
I'm taking
stewing
notes.
right now. It's fucking great.
I mean, yeah, A-Rod, you do you, but maybe be a little more truthful next time. I mean, yeah, but yeah. Anyway,
I mean, A-Rod, you're on the world stage.
yeah.
Come on, man.
All right,
All right, let's go, baby.
I'm about to drop some hot shit. So I'm gonna start with risking his team. Anderson, you made that point earlier. I want to ask this to both of you first before I go into this, because I want to make sure that what I'm quoting you both either have seen or understand. Did you watch his full interview, all 45 minutes of it, on the Pat McAfee show from Friday?
No,
Okay.
I was working.
So a lot of what I'm about to quote comes directly from his transcript of that interview. His words directly. Okay.
Okay.
So risking his team. The NFL has essentially demonized anybody who is not vaccinated. They have made sure to mandate everything as far as wearing masks around all the facilities, staying anywhere from 6 to 20 feet away from the teammates who have been vaccinated or unvaccinated. You're not allowed to eat with any of your teammates. You're not allowed to hang out with your teammates. You're not allowed to enter the building until you've been cleared from your vaccine test. You get tested every morning at 5 a.m. You also have to wear a wristband, pretty much showing that you're an unvaccinated individual. It's a very demonizing process. I agree with him when he says that, because there are better ways to handle that. In my opinion, where you don't have to put it on public display, like wearing a big red A on your chest, like it's a scarlet letter. So, you know,
man, that's taking it back to high school with that one.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that little throwback.
but that's really what it is. I mean, it's basically like whore, you
Yeah,
are a whore. Like,
Okay, I agree with you on that one. The NFL and commissioner and everything like that should definitely handle that in a better way.
yeah. He also points out a very solid fact, and this is something that I've thought of as well, in the sense of like, you know, that doesn't make too much sense, and that is that the NFL and doctors have said that even if you've gotten the vaccine, it's still a chance that you could get the virus, because the vaccine's not 100% foolproof. Apparently, it does help protect, but as such. And he goes on to say, and this is something that was very controversial, but he said, if you've gotten the vaccine, you know that you're protected from me. And the doctors are pretty split on the mentality of, are you fully protected? Or are you not fully protected? We'll go with the thought of you're fully protected. If you are not following that fact of you're fully protected after you've gotten the double prick and the booster, you know, if you know you're set, if you know you're good, then an unvaccinated individual should not, you know, be any danger to you, per medical professionals. Okay. His point on that, when he said that, I agree with you, but at the same time, I understand where the practice of safe distancing, you know, and such can still help.
Well,
Because
I mean,
in the
that's what I
NFL
said earlier too. Like, even if he's not vaccinated or we have unvaccinated persons, still follow the guidelines and stuff
Yeah.
to help as much as you can.
But in the NFL, you know, you're talking about multi-million-dollar earning athletes who literally their body is essentially a temple. You know, that their body is the way they make money. They have to go play a professional sport. They have to make sure their body's good. Okay. That brings me to my next point. When he said he was immunized, he did all of this studying. He consulted multiple medical professionals. He consulted multiple individuals within health practice, all the way from clinics up on, hey, I am current reigning MVP, multi-million-dollar making because of football, sports star Aaron Rodgers. My body is what makes me money. In order for me to go perform on the field and go win and go perform at the highest level of competition in football, I have to make sure my body is okay. And he said, from all the studies, he had a big journal, a big binder in front of him with a bunch of facts and stuff in it that he had gotten from these medical professionals. He said that the actual facts from those medical professionals was split. That some said, yes, you need to get it. And others said, no, you don't. And the reason those said, no, you don't, is because, as he pointed out, every person's body is different. He's got multiple reasons as to why he said he was worried about getting the vaccine. There's a lot of trials and studies still going on for the long-term effects and such. And he made sure to point out the fact that when he consulted these medical professionals, when they were split, he said, this is not the proper way for me to take care of my body. What can I do? What are you doing? What can I do to make sure that I'm okay? Because I don't want to risk my team. I don't want to risk my friends and family. I don't want to risk those people, but I need to make sure that I'm doing what's right for my body.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that point.
Yeah. So to that point, him not getting the vaccine, I'm not mad at. Because he knew the risks and the consequences of not getting it. He knew what the the media could do to him if they found out he didn't get it. He knew the NFL was demonizing unvaccinated individuals, but he still went along with it. So he knew the consequences. And ultimately, he knew there was a chance he could get COVID. So he knew,
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I have some other arguments to that, but I like to hear the other arguments first.
okay. So, we've covered risking his team, wearing masks around everywhere, make sure he's safe from his teammates, making sure practice is safe and such.
Right. Okay. Quick question here. With the risking his team and everything like that, since he doesn't have the vaccine, has he fully admitted to following all the other guidelines since
Yes.
he doesn't have it? Okay.
He said
Then
he
I have no
follows
problem.
every single guideline the NFL points to him. He said in his personal life, he follows the guidelines. He's always wearing a mask when he leaves his house. If he's going to somewhere where it's a crowded gathering, he's wearing a mask. He's making sure he's social distancing. He's making sure that he is following protocol.
Okay, then I have no problems with that.
There you go. And that I'm gonna say something real quick, and I'm gonna make this point known to my personal belief here. There's a big difference between someone who doesn't want to get the vaccine and someone who's an anti-vaxxer.
Oh my God, anti-vaxxers are the little filth of the world.
Anti-vaxxers, look, Sam, I'm gonna echo your point. Polio. Let's be honest here. Vaccines.
There's a difference between the polio and the meningitis and all those vaccines you get at childbirth and stuff than the fucking COVID or flu vaccination.
Yeah.
There's a distinct difference because those vaccines that we get at childbirth are dedicated to preventing diseases that have been eliminated from our world and that you should not have and are crippling and will cause death.
Correct.
Flu and COVID, yeah, there's some death involved, but it's very minuscule in compared to those. And plus these, very much optional. The ones you get at birth, not so much optional. We're trying to keep that shit out of the world for a reason. That's why they're only locked up. That's why those disease strains and bacteria are locked up in grade 5 fucking CDC medical laboratories that are either stationed in Antarctica or somewhere else in the world.
Yep.
That's why no one touches them except certified medical professionals with grade S fucking hazmat suit gear.
Yeah.
Because we want them to stay out of the world. That's the reason for those. COVID and flu vaccines, little bit different.
Exactly. So with that point in mind, if you do not get the vaccine, that does not make you an anti-vaxxer. But you need to make sure that if you don't get the vaccine, you are protecting yourself and those around you who also don't have the vaccine. If you have the vaccine, and you can fight this all day long, if you have the vaccine, the government and medical officials have already said it's okay to go without a mask. If you've gotten the vaccine, you're protected. Okay. But then they flip-flop and say, but you should wear a mask. Even though you're vaccinated, you should wear a mask. There's a lot of flip-flop in that. Talk to a medical professional. Because
Please talk to your doctor or family physician.
Your body is different from everybody else's. No vaccine is one size fits all. I'm just going to point that out. He echoed that point in his interview. I'm going to echo that point again. No vaccine is one size fits all.
I can echo that to a million degree because both of you know when I got my vaccine, I had a very bad reaction to it.
Correct. So if no vaccine is one size fits all, that does not exclude the COVID vaccine. It does not. We cannot pick and choose what vaccine fits the mold and what doesn't.
Yeah, just because this is a pandemic, it fits a different mold? No, motherfucker. The fucking Spanish flu, that was a pandemic 300 years ago or whatever the fuck it was?
1918.
It nearly wiped, whatever. It nearly wiped out half the world?
Yeah.
Or smallpox. Or we can go back to the Black Plague. You can't pick and choose your argument.
Yep.
This is why science and facts come such a strong factor into this argument.
Correct. So with the understanding, I don't think that people should be demonizing Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, absolutely not.
I don't think that the media should be calling him a liar. Because do I agree he could have used better verbiage? Yeah, absolutely. Did he lie? No.
Technically, no. Yeah.
Because no one asked him, did you get the vaccine? People asked him, are you protected from COVID? And he responded, I am immunized. So he's not a liar.
Could he have chosen better medical advice than Joe Rogan?
And I'm going to get to that in a second. Wait a second. Oh.
What happened?
I thought he was about to smack me. I was like, oh, shit.
Glad to see a bitch slap. Let's go.
I'll just love to.
Ah.
No, you got to use the back of your hand. You got to pimp slap him.
So, he didn't lie. He did not lie at all. Going to the media for a second. The one thing I'm sick of with the media is everyone saying, and I'm going to use this individual because he was very evident in his stance at the beginning of the season. The team he played for dropped him almost immediately after this. Cam Newton. Cam Newton came out and said he was not vaccinated. He was following every NFL protocol. He was following all social distancing measures. He was making sure he was wearing a mask. I mean, the man was following every single step, to and from. The media was destroying him, telling him he wasn't a team player, telling him that he was ruining the NFL, that he was putting players' lives at risk, saying that even if they're vaccinated, you could still kill somebody.
That's a bit of a stretch.
The media, when Aaron Rodgers came out saying he was unvaccinated, didn't really say much besides the fact that he lied. It was the NFL who demonized him. So I'm going to say this. The media plays a very big part in a lot of this shit.
The media fucking sucks all around. So
yeah, the media picks and chooses when they want to play what cards they play. It's a poker hand.
They can choose to dehumanize fucking Aaron Rodgers, but they want to try and assuage Travis Scott. So
they ruined one man's career. They ruined one man's career and allowed another man to walk away with just a slightly unscathed.
Mm-hmm.
That is wrong. Because that's a firm point, proven, showing that the media has no fucking clue what they're talking about.
That's a fucking liberal arts students over there just trying to make sense of every fucking situation when you actually need science, facts, and actual talking to figure out what the fuck is going on and how the fuck we figure it out.
Yep. So that's all I need to say about the media. But I'm going to say this real quick. This is my last point.
Opinion. The media sucks.
Yeah.
End of story.
I'm going to say this real quick. Joe Rogan.
I want to hear this. Hold on. I want to hear this.
So
he had to put his ears in his throat.
Yeah. Everyone who has said that Aaron Rodgers sought understanding and medical advice from Joe Rogan on the vaccine is wrong.
I thought he just seeked it over COVID in general. I didn't think it was the vaccine.
All Aaron Rodgers did was contacted Joe Rogan and a slew of other individuals, both medical professionals and those who have had COVID, and asked them, how did you get through it? What did you do? Joe Rogan, and Aaron Rodgers stated this, Joe Rogan advised him to go seek medical help, but this is what helped him. Now,
okay,
one of the big things,
and a good response.
Correct. So the media, yet again, we're going to say it sucks. The media is playing it, including ESPN, which I hate ESPN analysts for this. And there are some good analysts out there who don't deserve to have their name dragged through the mud. But because they decide to play into this hand, you also now get to deserve to have your name dragged through the mud.
I was about to say I hate most ESPN analysts anyway.
The media is saying that he went to Rogan for all of his medical advice. He did not.
Oh.
He went to Rogan to ask him how he got through COVID. Because since he now has it, he wants to make sure that he doesn't hurt himself and that the virus doesn't hurt him as much as it could. So he was trying to find out from those, both medical and personal, how they got through it. And he also brought up a very valid point and something that's been thrown around a lot. You ever heard of the term ivermectin?
No, I don't know Latin.
Ivermectin was called a horse medicine, a horse dewormer, right? Multiple medical
The only one I
professionals.
know is ketamine.
If you go online right now and you do your research, you'll see that ivermectin has been prescribed. And I actually saw this. I looked this up. I did my research after I heard him say this to see if what he said was true. Ivermectin, if you look at it, has been prescribed to billions of people around the world. It has worked for millions of people in India. This is a fact. Do you know why it's not prescribed here?
Does it have to do with Big Pharma?
Money.
Yeah, Big Pharma. All right.
Because ivermectin has been medically studied and shown to defeat the virus extremely quickly. It is not horse dewormer. It's actually an OTC drug that can be prescribed by your doctor.
Oh, so it's a drug that operates on DNA scale.
So when Joe Rogan said to him, hey, this is what I did. My doctor prescribed me ivermectin. You should go check it out. Aaron Rodgers made a very valid point on something. He said the reason ivermectin isn't being offered by multiple doctors all around the world, in the US specifically and around the world, is because it's really only being prescribed to those who have money.
Oh,
Those
what
who
a
can
big
pay for
surprise. Big Pharma doesn't want to give out the one drug that will actually help people, but instead they want to actually earn money off the highly more expensive drugs to give to the poor common man. Oh my God, what a big fucking surprise.
Correct. So
I'm not-
Rogan never gave him medical advice. Rogan just told him what helped him. And this is directly from Aaron Rodgers. You can go to the Pat McAfee Show's YouTube right now. You can go find his channel, go watch the entire interview. It's a great, enlightening interview, honestly. He verbatim said he never went to Rogan for medical advice. He went to him to find out what he should do to help him get through it, to see if what Rogan did would help him. And Rogan told him, this is what helped me. Talk to your doctor to see if it's going to help you.
Well, then, yeah, in that case, then that's a completely different story. But like, as we said before, the media sucks. Everything that's been brought out and portrayed by it is saying he went to him for professional medical advice, which if what
Exactly.
you're saying is true and it's verbatim for word on the McAfee show, which I'm definitely going to have to watch after this, then it's incorrect.
Correct. Exactly. You're exactly right.
I mean,
So
at that point,
Linda just posted in chat from the FDA. The FDA has not authorized or approved ivermectin for use in preventing or treating COVID-19 in humans or animals. Ivermectin is approved for human use to treat infections caused by some parasitic worms and head lice and skin conditions in like rosacea.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of take FDA's word or considerations with a grain of salt, because they also approve alcohol and tobacco, but we see what that does to people's lives.
So this really, and she did post a link in the chat, but this does come down to, and ultimately, I say all of this to say, this is all from Aaron Rodgers. This is directly from his mouth. Go watch the interview and consult a medical professional.
Please consult someone with a fucking PhD and experience. Don't
Correct.
consult someone that just got out of school and is working as a doctor in the ER because
Correct.
they're not going to be able to help you away. Someone with 30 years of medical experience is going to help you.
Correct. And also, just like she posted a link in the chat, do your research. Do your research on what's good for your body.
Okay, I would like to add this to that one. Do your research, but do actual research, like study clinical studies, study scientific articles, scientific medicines and stuff like that. Study the stuff that's actually backed by doctors, professionals, everybody that's been in this shit and knows what the fuck to actually look for, like actual scientists and stuff like that. Don't do your research by going to a blog post or even
Oh,
do your research
God,
by
no.
coming to a podcast. No, don't do that shit. That's how misinformation and stupidity spreads.
Correct.
Do actual research.
And I would like to clarify this too, just so that way everybody in the chat understands. This is by no means us saying that we agree with what was said, but that's also because we're three individuals who are not medically trained, have no medical background whatsoever or medical knowledge, besides put a band-aid on a wound because it'll stop bleeding. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I
what it
only
does?
have like
Wow.
intermediate like CPR like licenses or like study and stuff like that. I know how to stop someone from dying on the spot until the actual professionals get there.
correct.
That's it.
But you need to seek medical professional opinions. Do not, and I'm going to echo this from Anderson, and I think all three of us will agree on this. Please, for the love of God and all that is holy on this big, beautiful, green, blue planet, do not consult Facebook, blog posts, Instagram, the people out there.
Or even
Post
Lord
those
Zuck's
things.
Metavision.
Go read medical journals. Go read studies on this. Go read everything. This is not a podcast of us saying don't get the vaccine because you don't know what's in it. This is saying do your research.
If you took that from this podcast, please go get an education and actually learn how to fucking critically and rationally think.
They do have classes for it.
Yeah. But I'll also say with that, when it comes to all this, like, don't believe everything that you're told. Don't believe everything that you see. Actually research and everything like that. And when it comes to the case of looking and doing your research and getting to medical studies, critical studies, engineer studies, and everything like that, if it's locked behind a paywall or something like that on the internet, guess what? Most of the times, you can probably just email that person directly that made that study or published that study and ask for the study because they don't put it behind a paywall. They just release it out for the general public because it helps and it's information that can help better humanity. So you can reach out to them and be like, hey, I was interested in this topic or I was concerned about this topic. Your research looked like it could help me. I was wondering if you could provide me a copy, a digital copy or something like that. And 9 times out of 10, they will be fucking glad to send that to you. Unless it was the only time they probably wouldn't send it to you if it was patent related.
Yeah.
So
At that point, you would have to pay because it's patent related and they want money. But other than that, you should be good.
yeah, but that's all I got on the matter. I mean, I've given my 2 cents on it.
I think we've all given our 2 cents on it. And I think we generally agree that while we may not agree with his decision not to get the vaccine, we don't condemn and hate him for it. I mean, it's his choice. And truth be told, y'all can judge me for this all you want. That's what America's about. Choice.
Yeah. I mean, he did what everybody should do and consulted who
he made an informed decision.
Yep. Yeah. He made an informed decision. You know, FDA might have, disagree with the ivermectin thing, but that's the problem is like, we live in a world where everything's politicized.
Yep.
And
which is fucking stupid.
Yeah. And so, like some people are going to be like, this is fucking dumb. And then other people are going to be like, this is smart. Why is the government covering this up? And like the problem is like nobody's ever going to know like a real truth. And so like the best you can do is make an informed decision and, consult everybody that you can possibly consult to make that decision.
Man, I was drinking my coffee the other morning, some Black Rifle coffee. And then I come across an article while I'm sitting down drinking my coffee at 5 in the morning that says Black Rifle coffee isn't for the veterans. Like, what do you mean? They vote for the veterans and everything like that. But then I come across it and they're just like, yeah, it's politicized now. I'm like, bro, it's my fucking coffee. It's just bean water to me. The fuck you... everything is just so stupid. I don't understand how people can't just let things just be things.
Yep.
But I do hope, Anderson, because I know you had a pretty intense, stance on Aaron Rodgers. I hope that everything that I've given you, and when you go watch his interview, I hope that definitely helps enlighten a bit on the situation of what happened.
I wouldn't really say it was intense. It was just more like I understand where he's coming from. I understand everything. I was misinformed about the Joe Rogan thing. I will admit that, but I didn't condemn him for it. I mean, I thought it was a dumbass decision not getting the vaccine, but it's his decision. I'm all about freedom for everybody in the United States of America. So I wasn't really condemning him or anything like that. I don't know what you mean by like intense.
No, I mean you had some pretty heated opinions about it, and that's rightfully so. Everyone's going to have a heated opinion about it. I'm not saying you were demonizing him in any way.
Okay,
saying
yeah,
that-
but that's the thing. It's my opinion.
Exactly.
It's not. Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to lay the groundwork for that one. It's my opinion. I don't know if it's fact or not, but I'm stating on my own experiences with the situation, like an informed fucking individual.
And that's what a podcast is, full of opinions.
Let's go.
Should we talk about the opinions on fucking Call of Duty Vanguard?
Well, let's give that another week to see how well it does, because things could change.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll give it. I'll give you a little bit of hope. We'll wait.
We'll see. But, gentlemen, do we have anything else we'd like to say as closing statements?
No.
Go ahead, Sam. Oh, okay. Well, I will say Drake and Travis Scott deserve to be in bars and in jail, and I fucking hate both of them. Never cared for the music, but I hate them way more now. And Aaron Rodgers, you keep doing you, bro. Ain't no hate coming from my end.
Also, my boys beat the fucking Cowboys. Go fuck yourself, America's team.
Well, then. But with all that said, let us know what you think in the comments. YouTube, we appreciate you. Yes,
Please blow it up.
this is a very, very interesting conversation based on so many different things. Let us know what your thoughts are on both topics we discussed. Chat, thank you for hanging out with us as well, and thank you for participating in what we have been talking about and giving your opinions as well, because a lot of opinions were said, and I think that's something that's very important, is to understand your opinions, understand your stance, and understand the knowledge you have within that, and seeking that knowledge, to better obtain a greater understanding. So
That's a good little segue to every good conversation and discussion and debate begins with people expressing their opinions and actively hearing out others. You cannot have good discourse.
put it on a
Yep,
t-shirt.
you cannot have good discourse without recourse.
Amen. So YouTube, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Twitch, thank you for tuning in live. You can always check it out right here, twitch.tv/The Game Bunch Boys, live Sunday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard, 7 Central. That's it. Also, like we said earlier, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you stay up to date on all things TGB. We do appreciate everybody who joins the neighborhood. Join the Discord, come hang out with us, have some fun in there as well. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the Discord on what we talked about this evening. If you are in the show and in the Discord, drop some comments down in there. We'll definitely follow up on that and talk about that a little bit more after the show, and have some fun with you. But we are out of here. Again, come check out the show, twitch.tv/The Gaming Bunch Boys, and also on YouTube. We appreciate all of you. But until the next one, we will catch you in the next one. Bye.
Hi, idiots.
Peace.